What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another week of our weekly recap for the Super Mario Maker workshop. This is week 7. We've done tons of stuff so far, basically covering the basics of what Super Mario Brothers level design is all about. So if you weren't aware, Super Mario Brothers has a really concentrated style of level design, and what they do with that is essentially create multiple levels at the same time and then stack it on top of each other. Now, traditionally, we think of this, or we don't really think of it as multiple levels. We think of it as, wow, I did something fun, I discovered some secrets, I dodged some enemies, and called it a day. But one thing that we learned from our week 6 and lesson 5 experimentation is that Mario level design is really dense, and thinking about what the gameplay would be like if they had this power up or got these coins or whatever, it takes a lot of time. We made incredibly small levels last time, and yet it took many hours. But if you are not sure what the Super Mario Workshop is all about, we got this website handy for you right here. So this is our website. You can find all these pages at designoriented.net. Just one website you need to remember, and you should be able to navigate here from the Mario Maker Workshop, which this is our main page that explains what we are and how we do it. But if you're ever behind, you can catch up on lessons right here. We took a break week here, and Dr. Haji made some tweets about different patterns and combinations he found in the levels. Harbruss was working hard at making tweaks to some of his courses that we gave him some feedback on. And we had a specific stream playing random user levels from Course World because we were kind of taking a break, so this was just kind of an in-between period where we didn't have a lot of courses to play from other workshop members. And we also have Harbruss, one of our workshop members, took a final exam that I wrote 10 years ago, and he finally got along to finding it on my blog, and he decided to take it. This was a test I made in Mario fashion to see if people were really thinking along the lines of a game designer, and it was fun scoring that and grading it on stream. So that's there for you to look at. But the last week, this is the interesting stuff here, or the hard stuff. We did a whole lesson on power-ups, and as you can see here, power-ups are all about functionality, and from the creators themselves, they think about something new that they can do in the game, and then they try to match the form to what makes the most sense, and that's how B-Suit and Boo-Suit Mario were added to Mario Galaxy. But these are some of the things you consider with power-ups, and we did a whole course assignment on it, had tons of courses. This video here is long, and it's got a lot to it. So if you're ever behind, you can just read through some of our conclusions that we came up with, and check out some of the level maps that I made. There's one level map for every single course that was submitted last time, so this took 4 days of work. But it's a lot to study here, and understanding this is a key to understanding what makes Mario levels great. And as far as the workshop goes, we're going to move right along. So let's jump straight into the game right here. So, before I jump into the game, I have to actually show you what our assignment is for this week. Let me do this right here. So, if you ever want to catch up on tiny little bits of information on what we do here in the Maker Workshop, you can just follow our Twitter. Pretty much converted the design-oriented Twitter to Mario Maker Workshop right here for the next sort of half year. We're a little bit into the workshop, but the 20-plus week course is going to take approximately half a year to get through. And this was the latest assignment that we did right here. So basically, the core of Mario gameplay is coins, basic layout, power-ups, and enemies, right? We did a week on each of those and even took an extra break week, but now we are moving on to a different set of interesting design considerations. We're moving a little bit away from Mario, and we're approaching the design or the task of understanding level design from a little bit more of an abstract angle. So right here, I created this assignment. It's assignment number 5, as you can see, and we're using the D-Cart system, which is a system I created for breaking down the skill it takes to do just about any activity. And on this, the D stands for dexterity, K stands for knowledge, A adaptation, R reflex, and T timing. And we are doing knowledge this week. So knowledge breaks down to 6 other subfacets, and then even those break down into even more subfacets. But for the purpose of this exercise, we are really thinking about keeping it a little bit more simple. And as you can see here, you pick a skill from the D-card bingo, which this is how we organized the thing in the first place. So short-term memory, long-term memory, muscle memory, analytical skills, and channels. You can read the definitions here if you are unfamiliar. But essentially, our workshoppers would pick one of these, boop, and then write their name in the slot. And you're supposed to find an example of a gameplay segment in the actual Super Mario Brothers games that particularly focuses on this particular aspect of knowledge skill. So you find something that's like, oh, this is kind of like short-term memory. It's not really about muscle memory. It's not really about thinking hard. It's about keeping a few things in your head for a very short period of time, otherwise known as working memory. You find something like that, and then you snap it, right? You take it out of whatever game that you found it in, bottom right corner, and then you duplicate it. And you duplicate it 3 times, and you keep the middle one the same. You make the first one easier as far as expressing that particular skill you signed up for, and you make the third one harder, again, in terms of that specific skill you signed up for. So this assignment, even though you're plucking things from actual levels and you think that may be doing all the work for you, it actually takes a lot of thought to both find the right example and then tweak it in a very particular way to satisfy the criteria. But our workshop has been working hard at it. You can see our names there. We got 66.67, 666 repeating, completion, and we're all chipping away at it over time, so I expect it to be 100%, kind of like our power-up bingo eventually got. So that is the name of the game, and I will be guessing which of these subfacets the workshop levels are designed around. So we got the courses right here, and let me just do this, and there we go. Fade myself back in. Hopefully everybody can hear me just fine. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Anybody? Cool. Alright, so let's jump into here and just hope the stream audio is doing okay. Courses. So I follow every single one of our workshop members, and it makes it super easy to go over the levels that they have submitted. Example here, assignment 5 triple, triad of the triples. Spock. Oh, he's already telling us what it is. So the first one's going to be about analyze skills, the second one about channels, and the third one about long-term memory. Not sure exactly which games he took this out of. I'm assuming it's going to be one of the new Super Mario Brothers games, probably New Super Mario Brothers U. So we're going to see if we actually remember some of the levels. Oh yeah, I played this one. Cool. So that was the first one you encounter is always going to be the easier one. This is going to be the one straight out of the game itself with no alterations. Whoa. Did anybody see him cheat? And I like it, you can just skip it if you've already done it, right? These levels aren't supposed to be punishing you and challenging you to do the same thing over and over. You're really just supposed to be thinking about... He did cheat! He slightly hesitates when he turns on the corner. Interesting. That's the second one. And the third one's even harder, right? So, like, right when you see the Goombas, you stop and think, like, how am I gonna get this? Like, Oh! That was trapped. But yeah, just the fact that you're stopping to think a little bit more than normal makes this an analyze skills stressing challenge, right? You gotta think about your approach, you gotta think about your sequence a little bit. There we go. And then you get the 50 coin. Nice. So this one we have is probably about, I want to say channels, because you gotta keep track of that thingy. But this is the easy
Oh no!
This is the easy version. It's only going to get harder from here. I really like this. I thought this was really clever, creating this easy version like this. You get to see it moving, you could see it following you. And Mega Man 10 actually did a really good job with this easy, normal, hard mode. We can talk a little bit about, I mean, this is difficulty design, so we can talk a little bit about what other games do after this. But a lot of games don't do this with their difficulty design. A lot of times they just kind of tweak some numbers in a table, make the enemies hit twice as hard, make them have 1.5 as much health. That thing is moving it! Ah! Whoa! What happened? Yeah. So they just mess with stats in the table, and it's really not that interesting. It really does. It's not enough typically to change the dynamics of the actual gameplay. Tactics and strategies remain the same, even if you get punished a little bit more for making a mistake. But this is different, right? You see 3 different layouts, which is why I like Mega Man 10's. Oh my gosh! That's why I like Mega Man 10. No, you're not getting on that. Whoa, he's got on it. He got on it. Mega Man 10's difficulty. Where they made completely different courses. That was medium. This is hard. Nice and short, but still nice and challenging. Like, can you do this? I like it. So what they did in Mega Man 10 was put in platforms. Oh, this is the 3rd one. Long-term memory skills? Oh, this one's supposed to be channels, I think, but I thought the other one was channels. Maybe I don't even remember what I read. Photoboos. So I guess this is one of those, like, choose the right path thingies, but on the first one it's easy because there's an arrow and coins leading to the right one. Nice little reset. Woo! There's a rule about Photoboos and making them come up through the middle of platforms like this. And by rule, I mean a principle we can extract. So now this middle one has it. Coins. So the new Super Mario Brothers games did auto-scrolling like that in order to simulate the whole, like, you can't turn back thing. Oh, so he spit me back in the same exact level, and I already had this punched. And that's interesting. Now there's gonna be no coins because I picked the second, like the medium difficulty one, and now this is probably gonna be the hardest one. Where like, do you remember which one you took? But it can't be that hard, right? Kind of interesting how the level naturally did that once you grab all your hints. Why choose? Why choose? And now there's a short platform. You're like, oh, I almost ruined it. Whoa, as tight as can be. Oh, and if I was faster, I would have gone to that middle one. Interesting. Lots of different results there. Interesting.
Oh yeah!
Too bad it takes so long to try that again. Don't really have time to do it on the stream, but that's something that I would look into at or towards. Hey, leave it to the brothers. Leave it to the brother. Okay. Hey, Jeff had just played my game. Wait, no. Bumpin played it. And Mokuluckus. Mario Maker Workshop. Short-term memory decay. Valley of the Bowser 4. Don't loop. Okay. So maybe I shouldn't read the descriptions and try to guess, but we take what they give us.
I didn't get this one.
Ah, I love doing that. Yeah. This one, okay. So let's see. You got a mushroom. A thing to jump off of. A thing jump. Ah! Yeah. That was so close. Don't do that. Okay. And then you go that like, oh, it's red. Okay. Remember the sequence next time? Go back in. The first time's supposed to be the easiest, so... And then every time... I think Greg may... Well, okay, we'll see. Get one of these. This is easy because I have the cape. I guess since you only can get the cape on the first pass, every pass after this is going to be harder. Let's just kill this man. There we go. I wonder if he let me fly. No. Greg probably didn't lock this off. Oh, maybe he did. That's why he had that hint with the... No. Wow, Greg. You could have just not let me come over here. Greg, I'll kill you! No. Okay, we back. Now you can hover, which is... I don't know. But now this is locked. Okay, so you do that. Okay. Is there something I'm supposed to remember? Oh. So now that guy's there. Same setup. Now that guy goes even higher, I think. Ah! Missed. I need to learn how to let go of the hover. No? No? Gotcha. So now I don't have a hover. Probably need to think a little bit ahead of time. Okay, so this is still blocked. Can't do anything about it. Hit it anyway. It's supposed to be back out here again. A free cape? I don't understand, Greg. Greg, I don't understand.
I didn't get this one.
That's alright. Ah, no secrets, Greg. So, I thought each repeat would be getting more complex, but short-term memory... Maybe he's trying to force you to remember it by putting stuff in between, which is kind of neat. Games naturally do that when you keep dying or playing other levels. You tend to forget stuff. But I'm not sure what this level is setting up specifically. Okay, this is like the 4th time. Get me out of here. No! Come on. Did he even take this from Super Mario World? I don't remember. This is supposed to be a hammer, or probably a football chuck. But we don't have those in Mario Maker. Okay. Maybe you have to remember to sort of inch them on the screen. And you gotta remember which pipe to go into. I don't know why there's a bunch of pipes here all of a sudden. It's like the 4th time I've been down here. Purgatory. What's happening? Third one? Are we supposed to pretend like there's something here? Okay. Okay. Well, Greg will have to tell us what happened. It looked like both the icy section and the jump on the Koopa section never changed. Not sure what was going on. Now we're gonna play Thank You! I've played most of these already, so, or all of them. So this one is supposed to stress long-term memory because you have to use a different data set all entirely. So this is the H. You have to complete the letters TH. This is an A. Maybe I should do... Oh, this is the one you can get trapped. Wait, I think I can do it. TH. THA. There's a hole? When did that happen? THAN. So this is N going diagonally down. Yeah. NK. S and K, baby. Okay, and we'll take this last one. T. This is supposed to be the hardest one. So THANK. You can see it, and it's cheating S. And if you need help seeing it, I guess you pop a nooch. I learned my lesson. No, I missed one. THAN. Complete the N. Ooh, it goes even further. THA. So this is the A. And then we can jump in from the high. Oh.
Don't get sock blocked.
Yeah.
Don't get
I learned my lesson there. THA. And hey, I did it. And this is T. So you can complete it just by doing this. That was just basically from the ending of just about every modern Mario game or something. Where they thank you for playing in coins.
Yeah, that's from a DLC, New Mario Brothers 2.
Mm. Two. Okay. Long-term memory. If you didn't know your letters, you're gonna struggle. It's interesting that that was using long-term memory of something completely unrelated to Mario, but I mean, at some point you gotta use a lot of real-world information, like ice is slippery and stuff like that. Like, it's also from the real world, and it lines up with what the game does. I didn't read the title, so we screwed. Well, that was close. No! Less room. No! I didn't learn my lesson at all. Short-term memory. That was close. Okay, let's see if I learned my lesson. Learn my lesson. Learn my lesson. Learn my lesson. Let's see if I learned. That's not simple at all. Okay. Oh, I need to kill it. Got it. Oh! That's kind of mean. That cat. I think that level got the point across much more clearly than Greg's other level. School of Hard Rocks. Knowledge analysis. Choco Fort. Get the mushroom. The last one was definitely analysis. The first one was interesting. I guess on all of them you had to analyze just a little bit. That's why I missed one. New Super Mario Bros. 7-6, a remix. Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum bum 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 bum. There's crazy stuff below. I think I'm gonna hit this brick. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this other brick that I found. It goes into a line to the sky all around. I want to keep searching, so I go through this door. Here we go. Ah! Don't forget the vine. Kill these sharks. Clear the way just like you did with the other challenge. When you duck and hit it, cause it's hidden on the bottom of the stage. You have to duck and hit it. You couldn't be Big Mario. Die. That was interesting right there at the end. If you have fireballs, you just chuck a lot of them, but then you kill the one that you need to jump to the top, setting itself up for a nice long-term memory of when not to go crazy with the superpowers. Stuff like that happens all the time in Mario games. It's interesting to recognize it and to highlight it through level design. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Wrong song. Just in case you didn't remember, here's a primer for the course. So one of the challenges is to pick courses from Super Mario Maker and do the whole sort of triple setup on that. So if this looks a little familiar to you, it should. That took me way too long the first time I attempted it, or maybe it's this one. Yeah, it was this one. This one took me too long. It should be on the other side. No! Oh, it's getting crazy! You have to remember to use both of these switches to carefully. Oh, I didn't undo them. No! No! See how easily it falls apart? Gotta think a little bit about sequencing, a little bit about blah blah. And that was a really nice sort of 1, 2, 3 punch. Oh, come on. I wonder who thought about those things. Perfect. Fetch my keys. Good job, Akamarak. Let's go with pipe memory from Zera, and let's hope we don't rage.
Just count the pipes out loud and you should be okay.
We'll just use technology just like in The Witness. You have to, they say, and then you just sit there and don't do it. So 30 coins, you got one of them. Here's a slightly harder one. I'm not going to spoil it for the people watching in case you haven't. In case you're watching along and trying to play in your head. And this red pipe. Let's go. Forgot the buttons for a little bit. Oh, what a jerk. So here's our last 30 coin. Probably shouldn't have gotten that. Wow. Let's think, okay. Oh no! Third red pipe from the left. Alright. One, two, three. And he made them all different sizes and stuff, just to trick you. I'm out. Nice one-way platform there. I don't know why I didn't make the first one a one-way too, but I'm about to die. I think that happened to me the first time. No checkpoints. This is the greatest thing of my entire life. I can spin jump off these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many little details are hard to remember. Nope, I just decided to spin jump. Wrong spin jump. So let's just see what the end of the level is like. See, I basically beat it. We'll see what happens. It's just so slow. If they didn't prevent, if standing next to them didn't prevent them from coming out, this would be a timing nightmare. You would desync them. Well, that's the only reason you can desync them in the first place. Now for the easy part that I'll screw up again. Why did I do that?
Oh no!
And I'm done. That course is so obnoxious. Don't do that. Lit 3, here we go. Keep an image of the level inside your mind. So POW blocks have their own source of light. Interesting. I see it in my mind. Let's see if I can see the land over there. Yep, just a little bit. So I know I have to do a big jump. As long as you don't put spikes and junk over here, it's called a fair level. Shoot, I unleashed it. So now we're gonna have much fewer lighted thingies, but I got this to remind me. I don't know if Nintendo ever puts an enemy on just like a single block like that to walk back and forth. It's so neat, depositing it
It's that
right
way in
there.
the level.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch out, I screwed up the P block thingy.
Okay. Okay. No! Let's just say I beat it. I didn't want to wait. Back to the beginning. Is this the beginning? Yeah, it is. We out. You saw the flag. You saw it in your mind. Assignment 5. This is from Fire Cakes. Senior Fire Cakes. Yeah, it's interesting how the middle one had the P switch that allowed you to run across the platforms. Nice little introduction. That's step 1. Enemies, that means you have to do that. Step 2. Crazier enemies, but you can't jump on these. Okay. Same technique each time though. Look at those Goombas with their choppy animation. Oh, that was close. I see coins everywhere. Okay. Oh, turtle despawn. Oh, there you are. It's crazy how big they are and they're still just easy to kill.
Oh no!
I wanted to try it. I should have done something different. The best part about checkpoints is you can skip stuff you don't want. We're right back. So now there's blocks blocking that one. This one looks a lot more like the original New Super Mario Brothers U setup. You have to start at the top and then you can follow this around. And now there's the hardest one, where I don't have a blocker on the left side. It looks like same technique, but now instead of following it, you gotta be like, get ahead of it. Very cool. A little bit ahead of it. Oh! Was that on all? Was that on all of them? Fire Cakes likes putting pipes hovering over the abyss like that.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
That's where I went underground to finish the level. It's crazy how just a few blocks difference can really change the degree to which a certain skill is stressed. How much you have to look ahead, how much you have to remember, how much you can just coast and get by. So this level was modeled after a New Super Mario Brothers course, and these are supposed to be red coins. But since you can't do red coins that appear, we have a P-switch. And you have to kind of plan your route. And then it gets a little harder. These one-way platforms are interesting. Very clear. Ah!
Oh no!
Yeah, I guess if the blocks were their actual ratios, that wouldn't be a problem as much. Because you can clearly see the bottom, even at the top.
Yeah, I mean, if the camera were just a little different.
So these blocks are basically 2 times as big as the ones that used to be.
Ah, so you can see the whole thing.
Yeah, you can see the whole thing.
Okay. You guys start to plan a little bit. It looks like it's another S-curve, though. We'll get the job done. Get the job done. And I gotta drop low on this one. Oh, no. No. All is not lost. All is not lost. All is not lost.
I think I'll put extra point in.
All is lost, but I can take this back.
It's not gonna work.
Oh yeah, it is.
Never gonna make it back in
I
time.
said I hit it, and then I run, jump, and then I'll be like, fall, grab 1, 2, then I guess jump, wall jump 3, 4, and maybe I'll have enough time to do a vertical jump and slide to the right for 5, 6. No, I probably need to. So I grab this one, I'll fall. That's just too long to fall, so I just gotta save for later. I just gotta run atop 1, go down here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing it. Analyze. Enemy shields. Analyze. Let's do this. I'm gonna fall in the hole again.
I'll put that piece switch right down there.
Ah! Not the worst. If I didn't just miss that far coin. Yeah, I still didn't have enough height to get this one without doubling back.
Yeah, you have to walk kick it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got it.
I mean,
You don't have to.
walk it, right?
You just got it from the left side, though.
I can't. This won't be solid. I jumped off this.
Oh, you jumped off the grid.
That's fine.
Oh,
I'm not going anywhere, said Robin Williams in the dramatic reading of the movie of the kids' book. But to cheat, you can move these around a little bit.
Oh, right into a hole. Snag an extra.
I wonder if I move it. Move it.
I think that one benefits you for if you need sideways. You keep it in its initial place, even if you miss it, you have 2 chances to quickly walk and catch it. You move it and you only have 1.
Move it.
I guess I didn't put extra point in here. Pretend you did.
Yeah. No! Let's just pretend I beat it.
Oh, that's decent.
Interesting. I can get back in here. Huh. There we go. But that's kind of interesting how it even has a little bit of leeway connecting the two. If they were smaller, like you said, they'd be closer together, and I could probably link them a little easier. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Layout analysis. Pyramid Remix. Super Mario Bros. 3 from the Design-Oriented Mario Maker Workshop. Booba dooba dooba. Booba dooba dooba. Level 1. And now for the hardest. About the same, but even more distance to cover. So we'll do the same plan. If you hit too many bricks, you obviously lose. I didn't save myself a lot of room on this one. I should have made a different kind of step. That's why this one's the hardest, because I failed. It's crazy. Simple setup. You just expand it just a little bit, and all of a sudden, you take things up a notch. No die hammers. From 7-1 of the original Mario Brothers. This is supposed to be something. Dead. Give me my stuff. Now there's gonna be 2. Ah! There's something weird about that. Is that different from the original game? Don't they show you that they're in the pipes a little bit more clearly? Like there, right to get me. And he got me. Not even paying attention. Come on! I feel like I'm too close for it to be coming out like that. Oh, he moved back. No! I think he's always gonna walk forward and then move back. Yep. Let's just say I beat this one. The first time I played it straight. It was fine. Come on, Red. Got it. Were they trying to sync up? Was Red waiting for the black?
That was a nice setup on those bullet bills.
It's interesting. I think that was supposed to be channels. And let's see what Harper signed up for. I think that was supposed to be channels. Keep track of multiple things. And as soon as he put in the red bullet bill, it is different than calculating the black bullet bill. So interesting. Got me. This is why other people should play on the stream. After a while, I get impatient and start thinking about stuff. I like that. Short-term memory, you get a nice glancy glance. Ah! I was snagging the coins too. Not paying attention. See how you can't get up at that fast? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Woo! Just like in a movie! I don't want to wait. Waits longer. This is from the Mario Maker level. I mean, obviously it has darkness, so you can only expect so much. So here's trial number 2. How the game originally set you up. Little fireworks. Not quite as bombastic, but it gets the job done. Now for the hardest. Now you have even less light around yourself. Same situation, but then you're like, oh no! Like that. Cool sound effects. And you gotta remember how little time you have. You have to remember there's a lip up there. Yep. Very neat. Normally Mario games are tuned to where everything is like super fair and everything activates when you get close to it. So you're used to having everything you need to know pretty much on screen as you do it. You don't have to really remember that there's Potoboos because they leap up immediately when you scroll on screen, stuff like that. And piranha plants are supposed to reveal themselves before you have a chance to jump on them. I don't know what Mario Maker is doing. But that's why people like to play Mario. You get to do a lot of stuff and not have to sit there and memorize levels. And that's why it's interesting to play some of these assignments that focus on different types of memory, because when they push it to the hardest level, you're like, oh! You have to sit back and try a little harder. But muscle memory is just memory of what your muscles are doing. Nothing too complicated. I'm probably gonna get killed. Yep. I usually spin jump those. This one's meant to be like, go faster, faster, and refine your touch. It's real short and sweet. Should I show off all the ones I didn't get to submit yet on the stream?
Might as well.
We got Bleach.
I don't think you're ready for my channels by the sea in your current state.
You just
Bleach,
upload it.
just put it on screen though.
Alright, so this is Bleach. Level from Bros 3, baby. Level from Bros. Sliding down the hill. Ooh, nice little hill. I can't die. It's super easy. Let's try it one more time. There's a jerk in that pipe. Watch out, he might snipe. There's no jerks. So this is interesting. Normally, like I said, Mario games don't make you do a lot of long-term memory stuff. So, in a situation like this where you pretty much have to know that you have a tiny little skinny hole to jump to and it's your only option. A lot of other indie games do junk like this. Mario stays away from it, but it's really interesting to... I keep getting this going. It's really interesting to see like what exactly it takes for a level to trigger that unnecessary level of memorization. I like it. Super short and simple, super sweet. And you're like, oh, I don't want to have to memorize stuff like that. You're like, yeah, most people don't. Harbrus, Castle Loop, short-term memory. Such an important exercise for getting people to actually use this system. Because people are like, oh, I don't like your system. I'm like, well, too bad. Because if you're not producing the kind of precise diversity in the way that skills are stressed in your current, collection of levels, then you need to do something in order to get that. You're a jerk. Oh, you're a jerk.
I think that second one is actually the hardest one.
The hardest.
Because if you try to get the coins, that was your optimal jump part.
Oh, the coins are actually supposed to be solid blocks because of P-Switch. You should have made those hard blocks. Yeah, okay. I'm just jumping into holes, it's fine. So, this one's probably short-term memory. I think the short-term memory thing is interesting when you mix in potaboos. Because, yeah, you see them, and then you ignore them, and you're like, wait, where were they? I have too much fire on the screen right now. One of the hardest Bowser levels where he chucks hammers, and he has a potaboo here and a fire bar. Diddle diddle doo, diddle diddle doo, diddle diddle doo, baby diddle diddle doo. Bedlam. Analytical power from Harbrus. Workshop assignment for design-oriented. Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't had my Twitch chat up. Good, nobody's talking. That's right, good. Nothing much to think about, because it's easy. Nothing much to think about. Nothing much to think about, even the secret. Is nothing much to think about. Now I have to plan my approach. You should remember this setup from the original Mario Brothers, Super Mario, Super Mario. That's supposed to be a progressive power-up, because if you have the power to break bricks, then you're, aren't you already Super Mario in the first place? And now we got some blockers. We got some shapey shapes. And then you're like, that blocked me. No. You're like, I gotta cut a different way up. Gotta think about your sequencing just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Yeah, so the point of these is not to make like the easiest thing in the world and the hardest thing in the world. Naked pipe! Don't do that. The point is just to understand which skill is being stressed and control the degree to which it's both increased or decreased, right? Man, so many levels, you guys. So this one was so smooth that I didn't even realize what was happening on the second part. This first half is pretty obvious. I did it again! The first time I played it, I skipped the mushroom because I like to jump down in the pipes for no reason.
I skipped it because I thought it was a baddie.
Just like Miyamoto said. So channels, you gotta keep your eye on the thing in the top left. And then like, oh no! Now there's more things to slow you down. And I can kill it, but I'm not going to. Oh, no. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. Bring it on. I'm dead. I should have jumped. And as you can see, there's more and more stuff added, and anything that catches your eye when you're trying to keep your eye on something, you have to learn how to deal with multiple things and dynamic things happening. I thought the original Mario Bros. 3 wind thingies picked up a little faster. Oh, didn't mean to kill him. But I did. No! Woo, free! I remember this from when I was a kid.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what was happening on the second part of it.
So basically, you're like, how do I get out of here? You're like, huh. Coins and blocks show me where to go. Cool. And now, this is how the original level was. So if you play the original level, you might not notice the very, very top left corner is a breakable brick. So your eyes are all down here, and you're like, where do I go? Where do I go? But then, if you're really sharp, you're like, I think I see one tiny hint. And then this reveals this, right? So it's a little harder on the original. And then finally, off the screen, right? The only way you'll know that thing is there is if you knew about it or you explored it at some point. So it's like 3 degrees of long-term memory, like less and less hints, basically. 0 hints right here. See how dangerous? You know when you kick the shell like this, it's actually dangerous to you. You could hurt yourself by doing that. So yeah, 3 degrees of secret hiding, basically. Did we get through them all? Yes. Yes, we got through them all. Cool, now to get Marcus's new one. Channeling the high seas. Get moving, the level moves just as quickly as the tides. Lies. Did you already play mine, Marcus?
No, you told me not to.
Okay, you can start getting ready to go. Oh, this is so like new too, it's so cool. Ah! Ah!
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
Oh no! My level? Oh, I missed. Not good, not good. Oh, he went down. Oh, shoot! Okay.
Oh, close.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Jeez. You just like don't quite know what the level's doing, and you're like, I'm in trouble.
Man, I've played that so many times. The first 2 ones, you did it almost exactly like I did. I'm like, yes.
The Terrell school of getting out of fish. Fish.
Yeah, the first one is clearly just,
Keep jumping.
climb.
Yeah.
And the second one, the water is like at your feet. So unless you're like right on it, you fall into the water.
Yeah.
And the third one starts high, but then the bouncy fish come and try to keep you under the water. But even if that's not a thing, you have to wait around till the tide goes back up till you get to the flag.
How'd you get the water to be where you wanted? It's auto scroll, right?
Yeah.
You just figured it out. That's why that one had a big gap.
Yeah. Plus they're not evenly spaced. Yeah.
Yeah. I could tell. I should have known.
I wanted to give you like a ramp up for that first one, but you even started that off exactly how I started. Okay, I'm like, all right, it's pretty cool. All right, now.
Yeah,
play your level.
Yeah, play mine. I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna play it alongside you. So this is a course I just uploaded. I actually have 2 more courses to submit. Did not get them in time, but you can see here. Assignment number 5, Descartes with a capital K for knowledge. 4-2 from the original Mario Brothers and Jeff. So there's a category in the bingo which I'll show you. Might as well. Nope. Here we go.
Oh, is this your fake elevator?
Okay. Yeah. So right here we have a category for the fellow workshopper courses. So not only are we doing every single Mario level game that we can for analyzing how they did what they did, we're also doing Mario Maker and our own courses. So I went back into the history of courses that you've probably seen before on the stream. And now Marcus is playing my course, but since I've already played it.
This one's, what, 4-2? Something like that?
Yeah, 4-2. And I'll show that on stream.
Oh, freak! On the whole.
So yeah, here's a level map of 4-2. And you can see it's a normal level up into this part right here. So I tried to recreate this as much as possible. Oh, don't do that.
Oh, I got it. Oh, sweet.
Alright, so that's what Marcus is playing right now. And too bad streaming is not so easy on the Switch. But the whole point of this is that... So obviously the first one's easy because I give you these question blocks that you can clearly see. You get to the second one, you might get to this point in the level and be like, there's nothing cool here. You might jump. You might go straight over here, but this is what you'll discover. And then this one. Did you already do this part? The third one on the first set?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
How did you do it?
Did you figure out the trick?
Well, I got the key. It feels like I cheated though.
Well, there's only so much you can do to lock them in. But so the easy way to get up to the area is this stair step here where you clearly have more space. But as soon as you do that, you're like, wait a minute. Like, if you're really smart, if you're really thinking like, oh no, there's probably one underneath the one I need to hit. And you gotta approach it from a sheer angle to get it. Otherwise, you'll block yourself out in more ways than one.
I had to maneuver. I jumped
Or
right side over.
I guess if you just hit this one, you can always diagonally get into it because it prevented you from. That's interesting. This one's a little nuanced, but it takes a little bit more long-term memory because you can screw up just a little bit easier. You can permanently mess this one up. You can't permanently mess the others up. All right, moving on.
Ooh, what's this? Oh, cool. It's Let's do this level. Oh, it's gonna bounce up. Wait, what's that?
So this is a level that Jeff made as part of his enemy gauntlet. Because obviously there's enemies. But Jeff likes to make puzzly things, which, if we take a slight detour, Skeletor. One of the interesting things we do in the workshop is we keep track of everyone's contributions, and I started jotting down little notes about which one of our workshop members, what their style is. And for Jeff, where's Jeff? For base gameplay ideas, I say likes to create puzzles and focus on nuanced execution. And as you can see here, he's doing just that. But this is the easy version. You already get past the easy version?
Okay. Just skip this screen you're on right now.
Okay, so this is the easy version. Typically, when Jeff originally designed it, if you get the coot shell on the bottom level, it's game over. You only get one shot. But this one, I put a recycle system. And this final one's a lot easier to hit. Boop, like that. And you can stop it if you want. And then you can do the... killing. It's kind of hard to get that without getting hit. Or whatever. I only have a few more seconds anyway. So you're on the second room now. You have no freebie here to get the Koopa back up, so you got to manage it yourself. So if you can reset just by going through the door, I'm nicer than Jeff for this one. You got to be quick. Oh, screwed it up again. Let's just kill myself. The cool part about checkpoints and keys is you lose your key if you lose your checkpoint. So like, you could have them gradually. That's like a good way to do a single credit clear check. You're like, did you get all the keys? You're like, oh, no, I didn't. Look at this nuanced thing.
This crash jump, it's not working?
No. Oh, I'm on the first one.
This guy, man. What's this hard one?
Oh wow, that was a one bounce. Okay. Didn't quite think that through. I didn't quite think that could happen.
Oh yeah, just something this one.
I love it how you can just get closer to, you know, speed it up. Classic risk reward kind of stuff right there. Now you only have one shot. Are you on the third one?
Yeah.
See how much more complex it is? This is so...
I only have one shot?
Yeah, you only have one shot.
No.
Yeah. You're sitting there going like, what do I do? There's so many more elements.
Yeah, I see it now. You have to break that brick and let the... And then lower it so it can get underneath the pipe.
How would you break the brick though?
I mean, you have to do the... You have to toggle red blue.
Oh, really? Like this?
Yeah, ting, ting. Jump, jump.
But then, oh, you're gonna do a what we call a purple transfer? Oh, I missed it.
Ooh.
Let's see if it's possible.
That's gonna kill me.
No, I think it's possible.
Oh, like that. Interesting.
Yeah, I did it. Okay, so then what do you want to do?
Well, I just made that. I wasn't even thinking that. See, that's how you really do it. Then you break that one brick.
Okay.
And then you let him come over.
Now what?
Yep. Now you gotta kill that turtle shell.
Okay.
It's gonna fall off. Okay, now you kill that red shell.
I'll say if you kill it haphazardly, you'll actually kill the parts of the Goomba stack because they'll line up with the blue. Pretty scary. That'll ruin it. So now that happened, now what?
You have to take him down like a Brad and a Goomba.
Okay, so I'll do that. So now I'm gonna put him back to where he was, and then I'm gonna wait for a Koopa. Coop, come on, Coop. 1, 2, okay. Shoot! Ah, I screwed it up.
Oh no.
So you have to do exactly what you said. Take him down a two enemy pegs, then quickly flick this back up because the Goombas will fall off, but the Goombrats won't. And then it'll slowly walk over here, and then you can finally be like, I win! But, you know, you can't because you didn't. So, this one's super... the sequencing is actually quite complex. I was trying to take away complexity at some point. And then if you got both keys, you get your Here, start finish right there, and then.
Oh, okay.
Did you already beat the level, right?
No, I thought I was locked out. You said you have one chance.
Oh, one chance to beat it, but there was an arrow pointing to the pipe.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll let you keep trying it, then I'll start over. I should have jumped down the hole.
What's the setup? Nothing. Oh, there's a freaking. Oh, that's what the setup was.
Oh, dang it. This is also a secret. Right there, there's always a mushroom. You should know that from the original game, that there's something to get right there.
I know everything.
I'm stupid. I like it. You can reset this Koopa shell just by standing there. So cool. Tried to make it as safe as possible. Ha! Almost died.
Yes. Look at my big Mario. It doesn't. I think this little setup a little too stupid. Ah, frick.
Oh, the original? How finicky it is?
It's like, why'd you make that platform so small? So small.
And if you wait too long, the Koopa wakes up. I like this. I like this. Oh, shoot. I don't like it.
Ah, shoot. Can you even get Big Mario in here?
About to die! Okay, I didn't die. Ladies and gentlemen.
Alright.
Okay, you're on the final one again? Yeah, I always try to make my levels easy to at least clear, because that's kind of aggravating when you can't beat it, but, you know, sometimes it's hard.
Needles on that match.
Yep.
Man, I can do that purple transfer.
You can't do it?
No.
I'll tell you, that's a way that I knew was possible, but that's not the easiest way to do it. Look very carefully at your setup. I'll go ahead and show it on the stream. Don't watch. No, I won't show it on stream. You guys beat it on your own.
Oh, I see. Gosh. Oh, let me get this vine. Oops. Oh, I did the ceiling bone. Alright.
Alright, so back in the stream, I'm showing everyone what the other ones are going to be, just to have it, you know, just to have it. Here's one right here.
Let's go.
So this is what it looks like. My camera's not working. Well, alright, it's not supposed to lie. So like, you're like, hey, I'm Big Mario. Can't fit under the thingy. Gotta do one of these. Gotta believe. And then this is, right? This one's a lot harder. And then you're like, oh no, the original Mario Brothers bonus room setup. You say to yourself. So in order to get down this, you gotta do the smallest duck slide you can possibly get in that cramped space. Yeah, this is one of the tightest 10 coin blocks Nintendo's ever made you do. And then finally we have the last one. You have to do 8 of them. Muscle memory, basically. You can use a little bit of momentum. Yeah, but
More fake keys, yeah.
So that's a neat little one that I just extended because I really like this little two block gap to get just enough run speed to slide. I've always liked it. So that's one of them. Dr. Roger. Oh, here's the thing I made to try to bust open the side walls to unlock the camera. When you get close, the Buzzy Beetle drops, hits a Muncher, Muncher blows up the bomb and blows up the wall, which allows the camera to scroll. I was trying to make it safe and self-contained, so I'm gonna have to still work on that.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Here's another one that I'll go ahead and give myself Big Mario for. This is channels. You're like, oh no, come on, 2 things happening. So scary. Oh no. And then you move on to the next one. This is the original setup by Akamarak. Right? This should be semi-familiar. Right, a lot more things going on, but you know, they tend to kill themselves. You're like a little bit more dangerous. And here's the third setup. This one's cool. So now there's an odd number, which is very hard to get them all dead. Shoot. You gotta really pay attention to what's going on. So you can jump up with that and hit keys in the top right corner. I was trying to make it to where you had to jump on the shell like that. But then I just put these. So the shell would have been fine, but then they could all die, I think. So I might modify that, but yeah, when they're all going, it gets a little crazy. But you can just easily do that. But I guess you could always reset the room. Oh, this one's in a weird Millennium puzzle, if you will. Oh, it's the same thing on the other side. Wow. Oh, shoot. And now it's different. Nope. Be different. There, now it's in the standard loop. If I needed to, I could just yeah, do that. So that's what I kind of was originally planning. Depending on how hard it was, that's why I put these little question blocks. So that's a cool one to do with channels. Oh, so here's another one. Here's one taken from your level. Oh, I gotta lock the camera first. Okay, this one. Classic setup. Tipped my hand there, right? Cool. You going to the next one?
That's funny. Catches that.
And then next room, they're like, huh. The original setup that you had, basically, with no hint. You're supposed to remember that there's secrets up there.
Oh yeah, it's off. Interesting.
And then this third setup. No hints no hints whatsoever up there that there's anything. You know, you're supposed to kind of forget, but you get the picture. Where is it, you might ask? It's just off the. I moved it just a little bit more than normal, so if you were so cocky, like, you're like, where is it? But then the secret of this level is, wait a minute, this was supposed to be modeled after the original Mario Brothers and long-term memory, so you're supposed to remember what stuff is. Like, there's something more to this setup, and this is the one you're supposed to be like, wait a minute, So you hide a secret behind a secret. That's kind of how that was supposed to work. Perfect.
Store goes to the store.
So that one was fun. Now to go to the underground world. Only in video game land.
It's very WarioWare-ish.
That one?
WarioWare-ish. I guess a lot of these are. If you really like step back.
Yeah, some people made it more course-like. I made mine just bite-sized thingies because I went overboard.
Oh, is that the Goomba drop fix?
So here's one right here. Do you remember this setup?
Oh, that's in the brick stage.
Spock's what do you call it? Bricks, or whatever. So this first one's easy because I made them out of donut blocks, and you can pretty much coast through the side as long as you get the jump right. Kind of teaches you a little bit of what the timing's like. This is the original, and this is training muscle memory. So like, hold on. God, hold on. I practice that so much. That's just so... I didn't have it when I was first making the level, and now it's just like, I know the feeling. It's so easy.
That other muscle memory one, I couldn't do that last one at top speed. Like, trying to do my flicks.
Oh, interesting. Now check this out. This is super cool. Same setup. Now with the limited timer that only activates when you jump. Yep, messed it up. No! Nice little reset. God, I'm messing it up. I normally don't do this holding the run button. I'll just do just straight up button presses. Like that. Nope. Choking.
I think people really need to be accustomed to identifying what choking is.
Every time you go through the door.
It's not even like failing.
What the heck? I blame the Pro Controller. I did this on the Switch. Oh shoot, I'm not even paying attention. So to make this optional, I guess I need to work to make this optional because I don't want people to be trapped here.
It's like a Super Metroid walk they call it.
Yeah. Where's my timing? Nah. You have time for just like one mistake. Like that one. I'm back at it. I'll get it. It only starts when you jump. So good. You can reset it anytime you want. I love it. I'm like, ooh. Oh no. Anytime you want. Anytime now. No! I just did it on the other one.
But really get it.
Fine, I'll do the. I'm upset. Cheat time. Oh man. No! Oh. What's happening?
All those fun time music notes.
I don't know what's happening. It's hard to kind of just jump your way up there. It's possible, but... Oh, come on. I don't know what's happening. I need my full brain power. Don't have it. I don't even remember the rhythm. I'm gonna run out of time. Now I'm just like all the other streamers. No! No! Let's reset this.
Let's go.
Just like the other streamers indeed.
Let's reset this.
Let's go.
You know what? You know what, guys? I don't need to drag down my stream. Show you a video. Oh, don't delete. Yay! It's like I did it on stream. So here's the other setup I was playing with. This one. This one's not as resettable, so I didn't like it. Cool. So that's how it looks when you aren't streaming. Next. Okay, so here's the Goomba colonies one. It's my last one. So this is cool. This is the first Goomba colony. And it's supposed to help you learn where all the danger spots are. So I put coins everywhere it's not dangerous. Like here. And then when you get the nice coin feeling, you're like, I think I'm safe. I'm not safe here. Like this, I'm gonna get attacked right here because there's a cool. Who's gonna get me though? Oh, if I do this, will it get me? Yeah. Here he comes. Yep. Safe. And then I know this is safe, right? And this is safe. And then once you get the coins out, you're like, oh frick. This is safe. I just heard a sound effect. I'm good. It's like basically an Enlightened style where you're like, use the sound. Flow motion there is safe, completely safe. I could jump here to make this one safe. Yep, freaking did it. I just believed. I did not think that was gonna happen. Alright, and this is the original. So now I just kind of like know where to go. It's really interesting. I played this so much. And then, you know, Fire Kicks had some coins in the original. This was so aggravating the first time, but now I'm just like, do. This is safe right here. Yep. It's amazing how learning and teaching can make the world seem different. And here's the final one. Super cool. Here we go. Freaking Buzzy Beetles. Faster than ever. You ain't got time to react. You just gotta know your spots. I think. Yep. It's pretty. They're different, but it's too bad. Like the same safe spots, I think are the same. I don't know. I just thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, they're faster, but I'm just like, do. Like you saw it just doing it just now, right? I just did it again. Freaking. I really gotta make things to teach people because this is super cool. I struggled so hard with this when I originally played. Yeah. Oh, get out. Yeah, and I just killed myself. But those are my contributions. Taking pieces of levels that were already done by our workshoppers and really giving them the D-card stretch. It was a lot of fun. This one was so fun to do. That's why I'm late and I didn't get to turn in all my assignments. But that's pretty much it for this week's recap of week 7 of the Mario Maker Workshop. We are going to roll straight into next week talking about dexterity, which I might as well give you guys a quick little... Designoriented.net. So I might as well give you a little rundown on what the next skill we're gonna do is probably D. Let's just check the chart here. Right there. D cart, bingo. The next one's dexterity. Okay, so dexterity is basically, as we can see in this sequencer right here, it's composed of, like, a lot of these we're not going to be able to stress a lot of. I think Mario games play it relatively safe in terms of a lot of extreme things you can do with your gameplay. But the cool part is, I'm going to go ahead and mute Marcus because he's making noises. The cool part is that you find a little example of it, and as long as that little example is highlighted above the other facets of skill, then it's pronounced, and what we can do in this exercise is make it even more distinct. So with dexterity, it's the skill of action, you know, using your body, physical movement, execution, sort of. We have control, how slowly, smoothly, accurately, and precisely one can execute a motion or a series of motions, also refers to the coordination and manipulation of individual muscles as opposed to chunking actions into large groups. Control, you know, in piano, being able to individually wiggle your fingers and control the strength of each finger. Oh, cool. See, this is what I get for not apparently my Twitch chat is not working. 1 second. Light dashboard. Wow, I thought I popped this out. Did I just delete all the chat? Well, that's my fault. If somebody can tell me what P-Wing was saying, that'd be great. Oh, man. Yeah, I saw that P-Wing followed the channel halfway through the stream. Just did not have my act together. So that's what control's about. Individual control, precisely executing on things, so on and so forth. Harmony, how the execution of one muscle motion affects the execution of others. The more negatively resulting motions are affected, the less harmony one has. A lot of times people can do something in isolation, but as soon as they do something else, like, everything freaking falls apart. And even if it's with a completely unrelated limb, harmonizing, you know, coordinating the use of your muscles and particularly how your brain sends signals out to control individual parts of your body. It's a little bit more involved than people might think. We have efficiency, how few muscles, motions, or a little strength you can use without sacrificing the other facets. Still getting the job done, but, you know, saving as much energy as possible. Stamina, how long you can go, stuff like that. And power, we don't really measure power in video games, just raw strength, stuff like that. So those seem to be the important things for dexterity. As far as the workshop goes, I'll update these categories. And we'll try to find as many examples for the next set as possible. But that pretty much wraps everything up for this stream, so I'm going to flick back over. All right, workshoppers, get to work on the next set of things. Encourage each other to finish up the bingo for the knowledge-based Descartes skills. We have a lot of slots to go. We are at 66%. We need to potentially fill the whole thing up. We have a lot more workshoppers that might be filling in the gaps as they come back from vacation. People like Adrian, you know, Golem likes to get his hands on things, so he might do a lot more. Akamorak has already done a lot. Zera's done a lot. Spock has done a 2. That's pretty good. Bleach has done 1, so, you know, I did 8. That's enough for me. But yeah, next week we'll go over dexterity and we'll just roll the whole thing over. And you guys have been doing great. These levels were a lot of fun. Playing your levels was a lot of fun. Isolating the skills was interesting. Your questions have been great throughout the week. You know, challenging me to clarify things even further and further to the point where everyone understands what we're looking for. Most of the levels were pretty much on point. I could tell exactly what skill you were going for, which is great. We're going to keep rolling along. And until next week, guys, this has been Richard Terrell and Kirby Kid, and I will see you guys in the workshop. Pretend to listen to music.